In today's video, we are going to be looking into energy drinks. As the name, a red rag to a Red Bull, might signify to a few of yous, I'm going to be tackling the myths, the legends, the scientific studies, and everything to do with energy drinks, using my own experience and scientific knowledge as a basis. Over the last 14 days, I have been doing an experiment where I consume 1 litre of energy drinks per day just to see what it would do to my body and my mind. Now, I'll be honest, I experienced a few interesting symptoms, especially on day number 3, number 5, and I believe there was another one on day number 8 and number 9. There was a few major symptoms that I experienced that you may expect, you may not expect, and I just thought I would share it with you guys in a story format to give you guys the best insight possible into what energy drinks will do to your body long term. I do hope that you enjoy this video, and if you do, please feel free to show me any support that you wish. Please leave me a suggestion on what you'd like me to do next time, preferably something that isn't as expensive as this one, considering I'm guessing at a rough estimate that this video cost me around 40 quid to make. So I do hope that you enjoy this video, and hopefully I get monetized so I get that money back. But I'll catch you later and I'll leave you with the video. Cheers. The beginning of the experiment was interesting to say the least, starting with my symptoms from day 1. A generally uneventful day, I experienced minor chest pains, dizziness spells and dehydration as major symptoms, as well as minor salivation. This is all I had to say. So day 1 of the experiment is officially over. I thought I'd run you through a few things that I felt today. It was after drink 1, I had Relentless today. Drink 1, I don't really know what had happened, but I felt instantly my heart go quicker. I had a strange neck pain on the right hand side for some reason. It was like between the neck and the shoulder blade. Don't know what that was all about. Got chest pains. After the second drink, it was bad chest pains as well. It was shooting pains. Funny thing as well, I was salivating. The minute I had me first. Now, I'm not entirely sure why that is, but I was salivating. It was like really strange for me. Dry mouth was another one that I forgot to put down. Completely dry mouth, especially after the second energy drink. We then had a few days of radio silence on the filming front. However, a few interesting things happened. Not least of which was a day of extreme illness, a day of extreme hunger, and a day of 0 symptoms. We rejoin ourselves in day 5 where we discussed this. I've had a few symptoms. Number 1, I've experienced a little bit of chest pain. Not only that, but the fact that I was really ill off of Monster, which is the most sugary energy drink I've had to date, does not bode well for pre-existing medical conditions such as diabetes, where you are extra sensitive to sugar. This, alongside the fact that with Monster in particular, I'm over about, I think it was 500% of my daily intake of certain chemicals within the drink, such as vitamin B12, also known as cobalamin. Vitamin B12 shows no signs of toxicity, as it is a water-soluble vitamin, such as every other B vitamin, and any excess will be excreted in the urine. No adverse effects were documented in healthy individuals. This cannot be said the same for its brothers in vitamin B6, which is pyridoxine, and vitamin B3, which is niacin. Vitamin B6 has actually shown to be quite unlikely to cause a toxic dose from food. However, long-term doses of over 1,000 milligrams a day can cause the following symptoms: neuropathy in your hands and feet, ataxia or the loss of control of bodily movements, nausea. Vitamin B3 is rare but can occur from long-term use of high-dosage supplements. Signs of toxicity can include dizziness, low blood pressure, fatigue, headaches, upset stomach, nausea, blurred vision, and in some extreme cases, impaired glucose tolerance and inflammation of the liver. So I was just out having my dinner, right? So I went to Greg's, 4-pack of sausage rolls, as you do. I mean, look at us, I'm not exactly beach body ready, am I? Anyway, I noticed something.
So since I've been having energy drinks, so when you normally have a sausage roll, all I taste is just the meat and the pastry. That's all I taste. I've noticed on my most recent batch, I suppose you could call it, I've become a lot more sensitive to the pepper taste, and I'm not sure why that is. I just thought I'd put it on record. I've become more like sensitive to pepper, like the pepper sensation. I can feel the heat off it as well. And also another thing, the sweetness of the food seemed to like dial down slightly. Setting kind of relentless now. And another thing, so I talked about the dreamy effect I used to have, where everything seems unrealistic and not real. One thing I did notice was everything without having food, everything seems really bright. For some reason, like everything seems really light, bright, vibrant. Like your vision just changes, because I've eaten now and everything sort of dialed down. But before, everything seemed so bloody bright, like ridiculous. Also with that, I was walking along quayside, and some blokes behind us. I know what the distance is, 'cause I've looked behind us to see. But I'm way more paranoid about people behind us, so like I would be looking back. I think I did it about 10-15 times on the way there, and then I then went across the road to Greg's. I don't know, obviously energy drinks do make you more alert, so that's possibly the reason behind that. But as for the vision and the taste changer, where I can actually taste the pepper, I don't know why that is. Possibly because I know energy drinks contain acid, it might have just eroded my taste buds and created new ones. That might be a possibility, but I'm not sure. And I could taste, like, what this way it tastes in my mouth now off the cookie. It tastes like if you let sugar rest in your mouth for a while, it goes like a weird flavour. I don't even know. Anyway, just thought I'd update you on that as I walk back to college now. It's currently 25 to 1. I need to be back for 1. I'm on my 18th energy drink overall. For those keeping count, I might put a counter for each point that you see. I'm just outside some fucking office building. I don't know if anyone will know whose that office building that is, but I'm just outside there now, sat over here because I'm like, I don't want to go onto their property, but I also want to be out of the way of people, because there's people passing by and I don't want to be like recording them or anything. So I'm sat here. Hopefully the audio picks up well, and I'll catch you there. But I'm going to go back to college now, and I'll let you know what happens with this. So something interesting. So today obviously is day 7, and I've just noticed something really, really interesting. So I've been having this kind of Relentless. I've literally only just took a swig of it, and I've instantly got like this throbbing pain. Like I'll explain it to you here. So obviously drinking an energy drink, I can feel it going down, 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 down. It hits where my heart sits, and I can feel throbbing, like a pain. I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's like, but it happened last time I had Relentless, but it was chest pain that time. Now it appears to have moved down to heart pain, or heart throbbing. I don't know what that's gonna be doing to us. Like, I feel perfectly fine as well, so it's not as if, you know, it's a major health defect. It's just the fact that I've had one swig of it and it's happened. Yesterday was fucking horrible, by the way. I don't know if you'll have seen any of the footage I got, but basically I'm sat there and I've got this massive starting headache, like really ill, like just can't function properly. And it might have been because of a lack of sleep. I only had 5.5 hours or 6 hours, which is like either half an hour or an hour less than normal. So that wasn't encouraging. But the be all and end all was like, I just felt awful yesterday. Woke up today, felt completely fine. Just normal old me. Come downstairs just now, had me shower, everything. Having me first can, and that's happened. So a possible reason why I slept a lot less was because Caffeine, of course, blocks adenosine, which is your tired hormone. This also increases dopamine and norepinephrine levels, which are both happy hormones. As well as this, the fact that I was experiencing heart palpitations could have been due to the fact that energy drinks both increase your heart rate and blood pressure, both of which can be extremely harmful to your health long term. For example, with blood pressure, your caffeine, the caffeine within the energy drinks actually restricts your blood flow by closing or reducing the size of your veins and your arteries, which obviously causes reduced blood flow, which can lead to what I experienced later in the experiment, such as nosebleeds and various other problems such as stars in my vision and partial losses of consciousness. Another thing that I noticed immediately watching these clips was a struggling to breathe. I was taking significantly deeper breaths throughout the experiment, and as it got closer to the end, I did experience minor breathing problems trying to breathe properly, and this could have been through the influx of sugar in my diet. Of course, putting on a lot of weight, putting on from 14 stone to 14 stone 5 pound. That was on day number 3. I put on 5 pound in one day, and therefore this could have been a potential reason why I was struggling to breathe, given the fact that on my BMI scale I am already overweight on the edge of obese at 14 stone.
Second nosebleed in 2 days. I've just woken up not long ago. It's about, I'd say about 11ish, 12ish, and genuinely it's just started. It's fucking ridiculous. This is 2 in 2 days now. It's really starting to fucking annoy us. I hate nosebleeds. The blood is really thin, really fucking red, to put it that way, and I don't know what is going on, but hopefully this stops soon. It's been going on for about 5 minutes straight. We'll see what happens, but I'll update you. I haven't had my energy drinks yet. I'm going to go to the shop, get myself possibly a Rockstar and something else. I need to go and do something else as well. So I'll catch you there, but Jesus, this is annoying. Welcome to day number 9.
So that went on for a while. Update, so the nosebleed has actually stopped now, as you can tell. Need tissue around my nose or out. There is a bit of blood there, but I'll wash that off in the shower. Essentially, I don't know what caused it this time, because yesterday was evidently the energy drink. Like, I had Lucozade Alert, the energy drink, the only energy drink I was asymptomatic on in day number 4 when I had 2 of them. No nosebleed whatsoever, no nothing. Feels like it's gonna go again, for fuck's sake. Anyway, I had a nosebleed yesterday, had one today, but the difference between today and yesterday is I'd literally not long been up, but I hadn't had anything. I've had no coffee, no caffeine related anything, no sugar, no nothing. The only thing I've had, which has been recent, the last thing I had was literally, if you can see over there, the pint glass. What that was full of was just your normal everyday Robinson's juice, literally. So unless that's causing nosebleeds now, I don't know whether it's just because the blood pressure has gone up again. Because I'm pretty certain your blood pressure stays constant for a while until caffeine's completely worn off in your blood. Now I'm unsure about that, but then again it should have only been 6 hours. And I was fine literally the rest of that night. It was just the fact I woke up this morning and I've had a massive fucking nosebleed, and I'm talking massive as well, by the way, like three big ass, like this size, blood stained. Like, you know, I can't really show it on YouTube, but I should have to blur that out. I'll show it anyway, but that's not the point. Like, I'm gonna gonna go and get me energy drinks for a day, get showered, all that shite. I keep feeling like there's something gonna be set off in my nose, because I can taste blood in my mouth. Which, by the way, the blood, whether or not this
attributes to it, I don't have a clue. But it's literally like, it's really, really bright red, like, you know, like luminous green. It's like that if red had that, it had a similar colour. It is fucking bright as anything. You've got like, it's really runny as well. So it's not like, it's not thick. It's really like, it's like water basically. It's horrible. Now, bearing in mind, I do not have anything like Christmas disease, which is a blood clotting disorder or anything like that. But recently, it's been streaming. The past 2 days, my nosebleeds have been streaming. To the point I marked up my white top, which I was fuming about yesterday. But that is besides the point. Again, we're still on day 9. I've just been sat here waiting for that nosebleed to finish. Now I am going to go and get everything sorted that I need to sort. I might bring you guys along for the ride, and if I don't, I'll catch up with you later.
So from day 9 to day 13, I was asymptomatic throughout the experiment. I only had minor leg pain in day number 13, plus a few other minor symptoms that were experienced prior. The other thing that I found out was I believe that caffeine could have a laxative effect, as my stool became a lot more liquidy towards the end of the experiment, resulting in diarrhea in day number 14. Caffeine excess can promote headaches, migraines and high blood pressure in some people, and I believe that I am one of those people who was affected that way. Excess intake can actually lead to anxiety, restlessness, tremors, irregular heartbeat and sleeping trouble. All of those I pretty much experienced. I was unable to sleep on one of the days during the experiment, only sleeping around 3 to 4 hours possibly. Irregular heartbeat, I have noticed that the heartbeat was speeding up and slowing down sporadically. And another thing that was not documented was something that's happened since the experiment too, and it is continued. You may notice in some of the clips and in this audio that I have been stuttering quite a lot. Now, I'm not someone who stutters apart from the fact of when I'm extremely nervous. However, I have been having a lot more speech impediment issues since I have been off the energy drinks, and I am not sure as to why that could be. However, this pretty much rounds out today's video. There wasn't really much else I could tell you, so I'm just going to give you a quick overview of what I've got left to share. Caffeine, so apparently it may improve your metabolism and fat burning. Now, this is something that could have been experienced by myself. This could have been improved because, as I said, I put on 5 pounds in one day, but then I pretty much lost it over the next 2 to 3 days. I went from 14 stone 5 to 14 stone 3. I was asymptomatic on day number 4, and then I went and lost it back down to 14 stone. The lowest that I got in this experiment, interestingly, was 13 stone 11, so there's a large weight fluctuation there. Caffeine may also enhance exercise performance. Now, I didn't test this out as much as I like to. I did do a plank during the experiment, but that was the only major exercise that I did aside from walking. However, I did notice that I was not short of breath as often, given that I have exercise asthma, and it actually benefited me in quite a big way. Now, it also says here that now the recommended dosage for caffeine per day is 400 milligrams, according to the European Food Safety Authority and the US Department of Agriculture. The overdoses have been reported on as little as 500 milligrams per day, and it meant that I was regularly hitting the just under the threshold or just over the threshold of 500 ml, especially when I was consuming coffee. Caffeine is the most consumed psychoactive drug, and it does affect your brain quite significantly. Throughout the experiment, I had felt that I was unable to think sometimes, or unable to think straight. This was paired with the opposite effect, where I was able to think with extreme clarity, and my overthinking didn't really impact me too much, which was a positive side. Dependency on caffeine can cause withdrawal when removed from the diet or reducing the intake dramatically. This is not something that I've actually experienced since being off them. I've been off them for nearly a week now. I have had literally zero side effects whatsoever. I have been a little bit more lethargic, but that is literally the only symptom. One of the symptoms of caffeine withdrawal in actual fact was fatigue, and again it was something I experienced for about the first 2 to 3 days. I still am a little bit lazier now, however that is just my normal lifestyle in regards as except for the fact that I have been a lot more lazy than what I should usually be, and I am starting to come out the other side where I'm starting to become a lot more motivated and I'm starting to do a lot more stuff. However, the caffeine could not probably be the sole explanation for that. One thing that I did experience with caffeine withdrawal was depressed symptoms. Caffeine is proven to elevate your mood, and it blocks adenosine to do this, as well as tiredness. It also blocks your negative emotions that come with tiredness, and I personally experienced this. I had a complete crash a few days ago where I did feel a little bit low. This was, I think, the second day off energy drinks, and I did feel extremely low. I did become increasingly miserable during one of the experiment days too, after not consuming energy drinks for around 6 to 8 hours, which is very concerning for me personally, given that I'm someone who has suffered in the past with mental issues. One thing I did experience was tremors, but it was with caffeine, and this was the shaking clip that you saw. I do think that personally it was a major issue for me. I did start shaking profusely. I was unable to have steady hands, and in general it was not a nice position to be in. However, that pretty much wraps up everything I need to say today. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it didn't depress you to tears, to be honest. I hope that you found it useful. But I'll catch you later.